Naughty. People who accidentally sent nudes to the wrong people. How was the aftermath? Story 1. Wasn't exactly nudes, but I was trying to send a picture of my chest. I'm a dude to my friend. Dude has bad allergies like me offered to look at it, because I couldn't tell if I had a rash or just an allergic reaction. I accidentally sent it to a separate female friend and she sent me a picture of back. 10 out of 10. Would do again. Starting off strong with the best possible results. I like it. Story 2. I had my girlfriend's name in my phone and her dad's name as girlfriend's name plus dad. I sent a peen pic to the dad's number. Luckily, he was cool about it and just replied, "I really hope this wasn't for me." I accidentally sent one to my group chat. Still haven't heard the end of it. They all sent one back of the same pose I was in. Kill me. Story 4. My wife and my mom's name start with the same letter and are next to each other on my contact list. I accidentally told my mom that I wanted to eat her pee after I got off work. My dad called me, laughing his butt off, thinking it was hilarious. My mom did not find it funny at all. Well, we're really covering the gamut right off the bat, huh? I'm pretty sure after you do something like this, you're just supposed to walk into the sea. Story 5. Was sent a lingerie pic in some store's dressing room that was meant for her BFF. I replied with, "Nah, this color doesn't suit you. Try purple." She didn't reply until later that night with another pic in purple lingerie and a question mark. I called her and chuckled as soon as I heard first words, "I swear if you mention this to anyone, I'm going to choke you to death with that bra you liked." We're still friends till this day, happily married to different people. But no more pics since that night. Story 6. Not me, but my girlfriend. She sent a semi-naughty pic to an ex they broke up 2 months prior of hers that barely showed anything. But my name was under her ex's, so I got the pic. I replied, "What did I do to deserve that?" And she was glad I didn't make it weird. That somehow flicked the switch from a friend to potential romantic partner. I am currently in her house pooping as she works. Life is good. Ah, that's the dream. Pooping in your girlfriend's house. Story 7. I was part of a car owners group and some of us were pretty close. The oldest guy in his mid-40s had a daughter. She was 16, so it's not good. We would always communicate when going in a convoy and she would be the one replying to everyone, so we had her on social media and instant messaging, blah blah. Anyway, out of the blue and not during show season, I get a full boobs, bum, and front bum selection. Being that she was 16, they were destroyed instantly. I don't know how to handle what I had just seen. I couldn't tell her dad as it was obviously a mistake, but Jesus Christ, dude. That was 5 to 6 years ago now. Story 8. Dude, I accidentally sent a full-blown intercourse video to my friend. Wanted to send it to my girlfriend because she asked. He deleted it without watching, though, and everything was fine. My girlfriend's brother accidentally sent his mother a topless pic of his girlfriend. His mother was like, "Let's pretend this never happened." See, that's the best possible response I think you can hope for from a parent. Like, unhappy responses suck, but also funny or positive ones are just weird. If they're like, "Ooh, she looks nice, you getting up on those, sweetie?" I would rather be screamed at. Parents, just delete the memory and move on, please. Story 10. Years ago, I had a phone that I often would accidentally choose someone's name while scrolling through to get the name I wanted. Never really an issue until one day my girlfriend asked for a peen pic. Pressed send and saw sending to GF, Grandma. I tried everything to stop it from going out. It sent. I spent 10 minutes thinking of time machines, faking my death, actually dying. Then my phone rang. It was my grandma. I ignored it because frick it, I'm facing that head on. Listen to her voicemail. "Hey, I'm not sure what you were sending me, but I don't have picture messaging on my phone. You'll have to email it." Jesus frick, emailed her a picture of my dog and moved on with my life. Story 11. Not nudes, but my buddy left his Discord going while he and his wife banged one out in the room on a server all of our friends have access to. Luckily, I was the only one on and am the server admin, so I muted him before anybody else heard. But yeah, that happened. I thought about pretending it didn't happen, but I decided to tell him so that he could avoid it happening again. Now he's on push to talk. But what if they're doing it at the desk and his wife's butt is bouncing, hitting the keyboard so people keep hearing intermittent moans and stuff? I mean, it's unlikely, but you never know. Story 12. Accidentally sent a peen pic to my Snap story when stories were just starting. Girlfriend, intended recipient, told me. I could see who else saw it, my sister and 2 guy friends from high school. Immediately apologized to all 3. Sister was mortified. 1 friend laughed it off. The 3rd friend told me he was bisexual. 10 out of 10 experience overall. Story 13. My friend was tutoring some girl at school and decided to find/creep her social media. Come to find out, she has tons of followers and is in great shape and posts tons of naughty photos. In disbelief, I ask for a pic, so he saves a pic of her in a bikini and sends it to me, but accidentally sends it to her. No words, just a pic of her in a bikini from months ago, lol. She replied, "Okay, where did you get this?" He tried to save himself by saying, "Oh, I stumbled on this. What's your fitness secrets, etc., etc." She wasn't buying it, lol. Pretty hilarious on my end, though. Insert gif of Ron Swanson throwing his computer in the dumpster. That would be my only recourse if I did something that mortifying. Story 14. Sent an explicit video to a coworker via Snapchat. Immediately texted him 1,000,000 times not to open the snap. He didn't and let me open it later at work to clear it out. Good guy. Story 15. Dated a girl called Myrna for a while. She was really into naughty texting and quite kinky, and I sent her pure, utter, unadulterated filth in the form of 2 to 3 paragraphs. Ended up sending it to my mom. She laughed it off, but I'll never live that one down. Not a pic, but accidentally sent a pretty racy, naughty text to my roommate instead of a girl. Immediately sent it, wasn't for him. Got the response, "Nice. Glad I had a chill roommate." See, I feel like that's not too bad. Heck, you could have been like, "Any notes?" Story 17. Thought I sent a peen pic to my girlfriend. Sent it to some random number instead. 1 hour later, that person replies asking who it is. I explained that I meant to send it to somebody else and I fat-fingered the wrong number. They said, "Can I keep it?" And I said it was fine with me. Never heard back from them after that. I hope they still have it, whoever and wherever they are. My friend accidentally sent a picture of his peen to my other friend, intended for girlfriend. It was awkward for about a day, and then it became a running joke in our group. Story 19. Huge confession time, but once I actually Snapchat and approximated 50+ peen pics to the wrong girl in my contacts. Apparently, I couldn't find the most complimentary angle. She just asked me in the morning if I did anything crazy last night that I remember. After she showed me proof of my fricking stupidity, she said that she would delete the photos if I said it was okay that she could tell the story for the rest of time, barring select mutual friends. Seemed like a fair and generous trade. Wait, I mean, if that was the trade, why not just say, "I don't want you to tell the story, so feel free to keep the pics. Enjoy!" I mean, she already has them and has seen them. What's the harm? Story 20. Was the receiver of a topless/lingerie photo of a girl from work I had a crush on. She immediately called in, fit of hysterics and laughter, begging me to delete the picture. It was meant for her BFF, showing her what she was going to wear for the anniversary night she had coming up with her boyfriend. I assured her it was no big deal. I did delete it immediately and never brought it up again with her or anyone else. Her and the guy are now married and continue to make each other happy. But that image is seared in my mind, and it's glorious. Story 21. Coworker sent a C-shot to his girlfriend while he was working away from home. His girlfriend, and every other contact in his BlackBerry. Owners of the company, mother and daughter, etc. Played it off as an honest mistake and carried on. Was on the receiving end. Friend of mine had a habit of sending jokes and family updates to a group of people, which, while annoying as hell, I still enjoyed the updates. One day, he sent some memes out to us that would be me, my wife, his wife, and most of his family and social group. A couple minutes later, his wife replied with a close-up full frontal and a reclined, completely nude photo. To everyone. Friends, family, all of us got to see his wife's naughty bits. Apparently, she was trying to send to just him in another message, but obviously fricked up. There were a lot of surprised replies to that mistake. The group updates stopped after that. See, this is why I don't send nudes. I'm just the kind of unobservant, clumsy person to do something like this. I also don't send nudes because my partner and I both work from home, so just come in my office and ask if you want a look-see. Story 23. Not me, but a person I went to college with. Basically, my course was very female-oriented, and there was only one guy on the course who was super sweet and friendly with everyone. We had a group chat on Snapchat, which we all used multiple times a day to meet up with people/swap notes. You can see where this is going. One day, he sent a peen pic to the group chat, which was apparently intended for his girlfriend. He noped out of there real quick after deleting it, but about half of us saw. Laugh my butt off. No one was angry at him, but I remember there being a lot of bless hims and low-key secondhand embarrassment afterwards. My girlfriend at the time posted a booty pic on her story instead of sending it to me. When I called her moments later prior to seeing the post, she stated why I opened her Snap and did not reply to it. She thought I didn't enjoy the picture, so I let her know that I haven't received anything, and when I looked at her story, she posted it there, laugh my butt off. She quickly deleted it, and thank God no one watched it yet, and she was embarrassed, lol. One chick from my high school, very good looking, accidentally sent her nudes to everyone in her address book. Not sure how that even happens, like a year after she graduated. She deleted her Facebook and all social media, and nobody that I know has heard from her since or knows what she's doing. When I was working in sales, I told a friend of mine after he had his best day that the tradition was to send a peen pic to our boss. After less convincing than I would ever think, he did. Boss was at his baby shower, one of the high points of my life. The person laughed and said I thought you were lying about how small it really is. Well, now I'm kind of sad. Sorry to hear it's so short, but you could have at least included some more details. As it stands, that story is as short as your, well, you know. Story 28. I once sent a link to a hardcore BDSM video to the wrong person. I wrote a very apologetic email and she said she liked it and we should meet up. Story 29. I just told her that wasn't meant for you, I'm sorry, lol. She understood, opened it without looking, and our relationship with platonic friends was unaffected. Story 30. Not nudes, but accidentally sent, I can't decide if at my great-grandma's house is worth it or not, to my family group chat instead of my friend's group chat. It was an awkward vacation. Why are you sending that to your friends? Story 31. I used to post on a self-naughty sub on another account until someone commented on my name. People that knew me weren't really my target audience, but I can only really blame myself. Story 32. A friend of mine sent an accidental peen pic to me, which I accidentally opened when I was on the train. Confronted him about it, and he said it was a mistake because his wife and I share the same first name. We laughed about it. A week later, he sent me another peen pic, followed by a message saying that it's not a mistake. It's meant for me, and proceeds to tell me that he's loved me for years. Nice peen and everything, but I had to tell his wife. They are divorced now. My homie accidentally sent me a peen pic pretty much like, hey, the frick was an accident. Cool, we can still hang. Had a female friend do it and she was all apologetic and embarrassed. I was like, it's aight, and never brought it up again. But now I know what my friends look like. Not really a big deal. My gay friend once sent me a peen pic instead of his boyfriend by mistake and profusely apologized. I'm a woman. It was a freaking work of classical art with lighting, background, and filters all on point. I told him, don't worry, it was the best executed peen pic I've ever received, and we joke occasionally about how straight guys don't know how to take nudes. Hey, I mean, I'm not straight, but I know how to take good nudes. But if you had any pointers, what might those be? Story 35. Found out a girl that I thought was just a friend was pretty willing to jump my bones. Meant to send it to her girl on Tinder. Ended up finding my first casual intercourse partner/friend. Story 36. It wasn't a picture, but I accidentally sent a friend's wife a message on Facebook that read, I can't wait to see you in that naughty Santa outfit, instead of sending it to my college roommate and best friend. I didn't even realize the mistake until she replied, what? Fortunately, she knew the kind of jokes my friend group would make with each other, so when I told her it was meant for Daniel instead of Danielle, she laughed hysterically. I have never sent one, but I have received a nude picture that I don't believe was meant for me. One day, a 70-year-old lady that usually helps out at a church sent me a nude picture of her. The picture was a close-up of her vag. Well, I'm not religious at all, but I knew her from a few concerts I helped to organize in the church she serves as a helper. From that moment on, I tried by all means to act like nothing ever happened. My wife still speaks about it and laughs, saying it was intentional. I honestly don't believe it was. There was a pretty viral story here in South Africa last year of a mom accidentally sending a picture of her spread her eagle with the captions, "Chris, are you on your way yet?" on a primary school hockey mom's WhatsApp group. Was quite the meme for a few months. I mean, that's a bit of a power move with the other moms. Or maybe she said it was an accident, but did the coach suddenly start putting her kid in the best position? I'm just saying, there could be motives. Please like and subscribe if you've made it this far. I hope you'll enjoy the rest of the video and have a wonderful day. Story 39. Not nudes, as back then that wasn't as big of a thing yet. Crappy cameras on phones back then. But like 13 to 14 years ago, I sent a dirty text to my boss that was meant for my boyfriend of the time. I was texting my boyfriend on my lunch break. My boss was also texting me wanting me to bring him back some takeaway as he couldn't get away for lunch. No biggie, I don't mind picking him up something. Well, when I went to reply back to my boyfriend, I didn't realize I was still in my boss's chat bubble. So I typed out a long and insanely detailed reply of a super dirty scene in a movie I wanted to try out with him watching, then participating. I hit send, and the moment it shows sent, I notice the conversation bubbles look weird and, oh crap, this is my married boss, not my boyfriend! Now, I work in a male-dominated field. I have to put up firm boundaries with the guys to keep them in line, especially back then when I was super young and just out of school. I rush out of the restaurant and fly back to work. I ran into my building, which my boss is the manager of. He was a big boss. And I ran into the doorway of our shared office. I'm his secretary, and I look at him. And he is laughing his butt off. His face is beet red. Boss, wow, I am a king, so that obviously wasn't for me. But damn, I never knew you had that in you. I always acted very professional and buttoned up at work. My boss's assistant manager has an office right next to us, and the wall is made of glass, so he sees this going down and comes over. Assistant manager, what's going on? Boss, got this really funny text from I Am No King. Want to see? I freak out, not realizing he's only joking and would never do that. I run and literally, not making this up, jump over his desk. I grab his phone and go to delete the text. He is just laughing like Christmas came early. The whole time I was babbling, I was apologizing and berating him all at once, lol. I couldn't find the text though. He ended up telling me he deleted it right after reading as he knew it wasn't meant for him, and if his wife saw it, she would go nuts. He waved the assistant manager off and never told him what was in the text. He teased me a bit, and I explained what happened with my face hidden in my hands because it was so hard to face him after reading that. I eventually left that job. I was told by the assistant manager a couple years later that my boss had a huge crush on me. Ends up his wife was cheating on him, but he wouldn't do anything while he was married, and with the age divide of 14 years, he thought he was too old for me. I respect him for keeping his crush to himself and not trying to hit on me while married, no matter the circumstances of his marriage. Bonus story. This also happened like 13 to 14 years ago. My ex-boyfriend had a flip phone, had 2 screens. Small screen on the outside, large screen on the inside, and a keyboard. By the way, I miss actual keyboards on phones instead of touch screens. He had taken a photo of me, not naked, but in my undies in his bed. Not gonna lie, it was actually a really good photo. He saved it as the wallpaper to his inside screen, and I told him I wasn't comfortable with that. He said, No, baby, trust me, no one will see it. A few hours later, we are going to dinner with his mother and her boyfriend, and she sees his phone and says, "Hey, that's cool." And my dumb butt ex says, "Oh yeah, and check it out, it has a full keyboard." And he flips open the freaking phone and she sees me in my freaking bra and panties on her son's bed on his screen. My ex just laughs and goes, "Oops," and closes it. After dinner, I deleted the photo off his phone and never took naughty photos after that, or let any be taken of me, which is a good lesson I learned early in life. Good on your boss for being generally pretty darn good about the situation, minus some teasing, and I'm sure you've also learned the lesson to double, then triple check the contact before hitting send on any messages like that. Never trust yourself. Story 40. My current husband's name is a shorter version of my ex-husband's name. Think Dave and David. When we were dating, I went to send my now husband a naughty photo, and my phone filled in my ex-husband's name. Praise the Holy Lord, it was a landline number and not his cell, so it didn't go anywhere. To prevent future disasters, my ex's name has been changed to Circus Weasel Peen Monkey on my phone. Good name. Story 41. My baby mama sent me one a couple years after we separated. I still give her crap for it because her explanation was complete BS. I even told her then fiancé about it because it wasn't for him either. Story 42. My husband was texting me naughty stuff while also texting some other woman about a programming issue. He accidentally sent her a really graphic written text plus a picture meant for me to her. He didn't realize his mistake, and that was that, until later in the evening when this kind soul who I'd never met before found me on Facebook and sent me a message asking to talk because she needed to tell me something urgently. I said okay. She tells me what happened, though slowly and through tears. She thinks my husband was simultaneously harassing her and attempting to cheat on me. However, she can't bring herself to clarify any details because she's too upset and worried about me being upset. I try to calm her down, thank her for contacting me, and tell her that, though this is all very surprising to me, I'm going to handle it and that I'm sorry he did that. Now, this all strikes me as absolutely bizarre. I go into the living room and say, "Husband, were you talking to a woman named Name today?" "Husband, yeah, me." "You said something that upset her, and I really need to understand the context so I can figure this out. Can I see the messages?" I had never before in our years together gone digging in his phone, asked to do so, looked at his emails, or anything like that, so he knew I must have a good reason. "Husband." "Okay." Hands phone to Invincible Summer 1066. What did I do? Me. That's what I'm figuring out. I quickly saw the offending text. It was a contextual continuation of the naughty discussion he'd been having with me. It referenced something I had texted a minute before. And when I looked at the rest of their discussion before that, it was 100% about programming. I showed him his phone and said, "That's what you did. I'm going to explain to her what happened since I'm not sure she would believe you and she was very worried about me. But you need to apologize too." Him. Of course. He was mortified. So I told her what happened, he apologized, she was massively relieved, and then the both of them agreed to pretend it never happened at all. Thank heavens whatever he said was contextually connected to what you two had previously said. Imagine if he had decided to go a little non sequitur or something. For the love of decency, folks, check the danged contact before sending naughty texts. Story 43. It has happened a couple times. Sent one to a friend I'd known for about 10 years. We're both gay guys. I told him not to open it, and he told me that wasn't an option. Complimented me on my peen. Sent one to a female coworker by accident. Her name was right above who I meant to send it to. I quickly sent a message asking if she could delete it and pretend it never happened. She responded, "What never happened?" We were cool. Story 44. I'm a guy. I was too lazy to put the girl's number in my cell phone, but I memorized her number. This was about 10 years ago, I believe. I took a picture of my peen erected. Literally 10 seconds later, I got a reply, but it wasn't from her. I mistyped her number by 1, so yeah. Person responded, it was a girl. I just received a, "Lol, is that your peen?" I did respond back and just explained and said, "My bad," as it was meant for someone else. She responded and said, "Well, it looks nice." That was all. I didn't get embarrassed or anything. I ended up telling the girl it was meant for, and she laughed. How lazy do you have to be to not save a number to your phone, even 10 years ago? It's literally more work in the long run if you plan to text them more than once. People confuse me. Story 45. I once sent a full-body nude with a very graphic message to my boss through Snapchat. I immediately spammed his phone telling him not to open his snaps from me, and he said he wouldn't. We didn't work together for another week, and when I showed up a week after, he handed me his phone with Snapchat open and let me open the snap myself in private. He was a really good guy. Story 46. My ex-boyfriend sent me a nude photo of himself, but my gay friend had my phone at that moment. He saw the photo, started laughing uncontrollably, then talked to my ex-boyfriend and got him to also send a nude photo of his behind. Ex-boyfriend was very flattered with the positive gay attention. I accidentally sent my best friend in high school a peen pic when my girlfriend at the time asked for one. I didn't realize I had sent it to him until she pointed out she had not received the pic. I panicked a little bit when I realized who I sent it to and called him right away to apologize. Don't think I've ever heard him laughing that hard in all our years of friendship. His mom saw it too. Rest in peace. They still poke fun at me about it like 6 years later. This is goddamn timely. One of my coworkers accidentally sent a pic of some naked chick to the entire office about 2 hours ago. So far, there's been a lot of hushed conversation and the HR manager running around apologizing to people. We'll update as events warrant. I'm sad that I'll never see these updates, but my hope is that everything descended into chaos and the building is now a pile of rubble. I'm not sure how, but that is what I'm guessing. Story 49. LPT, if you can beat it sending, hit airplane mode real fast and it will usually cancel any messages. Story 50. Friend of mine told me this story. She was about to wank because her boyfriend was at the gym, but she texted him saying, "I'm about to wank, should I wait for you?" But accidentally sent that to her mom. She had a pretty good cover. She instantly texted again saying, "Oh God, that was meant for my friend and I tried to say meditate," which I thought was genius, but apparently her mom never responded. Oh, for some reason that's worse. Oh, the no response is so much worse. Story 51. Sent a Snapchat of my peen to a friend in our fantasy football group. Immediately blew up his phone saying that it was my peen and not to open it. He didn't believe me and watched a 10-second video of peen coming up from the bottom like Jaws fin and then my hand grabbing it. He told the whole group and we died laughing, calling him gay for watching the whole thing. Could have stopped as soon as the turtle peeked its head. Greatest thing that happened, and I still laugh about it now. Story 52. One time I accidentally posted a bondage XXX pic from Imgur on Facebook. Found out that day that my brother subscribed to me, so that was embarrassing. But I'm pretty sure he's into weird crap too, so meh. Also my friend, but he already knew that about me. Lol. Anybody else that saw it hasn't spoken up, but I still have fear there were more. Not an accident, but a girl I was talking to and had engaged physically kept asking me to send her a peen pic. I finally gave in, only to find out later that she showed it to several of her friends. I'm not shy, and I've got a nice twig and good healthy berries if I do say so myself, but it definitely felt like a violation. It took way too long to convince her that that wasn't cool. No, I just wanted to show it off. Does not make it okay, and if the roles were switched, I doubt anyone would have trouble concluding doing something like that is wrong. She'll probably read this at some point too. Not cool, dude. Friends don't show friends junk to other friends. I'm pretty sure that not only is that not cool, but I feel like that has to be illegal. Like, seriously, there is some implied for your eyes only to that stuff, and look, if there isn't a law, there should be. Story 54. I have an aunt who's just a few years older than me who sent a snap of her and another girl nipple to nipple at a party. I chose not to address it at all, but I wonder if it was a mistake. This was 2 years ago, and it's never come up. Sounds like the start of some 70s adult film or the beginning of one of those "I never thought it would happen to me" columns from old adult magazines. Story 55. I didn't send them, but a few years ago I got a text from my cousin, and it was a picture of her naked butt with another of her bare. I responded with, "Thanks, but no thanks." She texted me again and started freaking out, saying they weren't for me, said they were for her boyfriend, but then she asked me if I thought they looked good enough to send to him. Did not respond for a while. Told my friends about it, really wish I hadn't, but now one of my friends has my cousin's butt as my contact picture in his phone. I was off work playing Breath of the Wild. Phone lit up, but I was fighting a Lionel. That crap could wait. Looked 20 minutes later and had some Snapchat notification from my sister, as well as like 10 texts. Opened text first, she said she sent me stuff meant for her husband on Snap and was freaking out. I opened the snaps with my eyes closed, tapped the screen like 1,000 times, waited a solid 5 minutes to be sure, opened my eyes, snaps were successfully gone. Never spoke of it again. Sent a vag pic to my boss one wasted night. Thankfully, he was really cool about it and sent me a text the next day. Looks like you had fun last night. Don't forget to drink plenty of water today. My little brother posted a picture of a really cool urinal on his Snapchat story. It was at a brewery and the urinal was an old keg. A few minutes go by and his phone blows up with messages. Apparently, he took the pic right after peeing, and his peen was in the bottom of the picture. He didn't realize it until 20-some people saw it. His friend's younger sister was the one to inform him about it. Ouch. Why was he taking out his phone and taking a picture without zipping up first? Was he really in that big of a hurry that he couldn't tuck the little fella away before whipping out his camera? Did he think the urinal would run off? Story 59. I took a shirtless pic of me flexing to send to my lady friend and accidentally clicked a button that I didn't know what it did. A few seconds later, my roommate, who was in the living room with his girlfriend and my other roommate, calls out, "Hey, Geurig, come here." I entered the living room to see that my pic had interrupted their show to display my shirtless photo I just took to everyone. I had been exposed. Story 60. Not me, but one couple I am friends with met that way. She was trying to send nudes to an old flame, but she had deleted the number from her phone. She went with her best guess, which turned out to be the wrong number, but in the end, the right guy for her. He, of course, was surprised but very interested and decided to reply to get something going. They've been together now a few years. He was a divorced father of 2 at the time, she was single, and now they form this beautiful modern family. Great people all around, fun and very open about how they met. I was naughty texting a girl on Snapchat one evening and sent her a video of me playing with my ding-a-ling. About 5 minutes after I sent her that video, my phone blew up with texts that were along the lines of, "Yo bro, check your story, what the F?" Turns out, I had posted a 30-second video of me cranking my shaft to my Snapchat story, and about 10 people had seen it. I freaked out trying to delete it, but in my adrenaline-fueled skits out, I couldn't work out how to do it. After another few minutes, I had calmed down enough to work it out, but by then, 30 people had seen the freaking video. It's still a running joke in my friendship group. Ah, teenage hormones make us do stupid things. Please leave your story in the comments. I would love to make a video on them in the future. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe.